Relationships built on shared values are not just fulfilling, they're transformative. They have the power to challenge us, inspire growth, and foster a connection that stands the test of time. But how do you attract a partner who truly aligns with your values? It starts with knowing yourself. In this video, we'll explore practical and impactful techniques to help you find a partner who resonates with your deepest values, drawing inspiration from timeless Stoic principles. By the end of this journey, you'll have the tools to navigate relationships with confidence, clarity, and purpose. Together, we'll cover everything from self-reflection and understanding your core values to building authentic connections and spotting misalignments early. So stay with me as we embark on this meaningful exploration together. 1. Define your values. The first step in attracting a partner who shares your values is understanding what those values are. It sounds simple, but it requires deep self-reflection. Let me start with a story to illustrate why this is crucial. A few years ago, I was in a relationship where our values seemed compatible on the surface. I was ambitious, driven by personal growth and career goals. My partner, on the other hand, valued leisure and a slower pace of life above all else. While we cared for each other deeply, these differences created an underlying tension. Over time, our lack of alignment in core values made it difficult to plan for the future, and the relationship ended. That experience was painful but eye-opening. I realized that clarity in what I truly value wasn't just helpful, it was essential. So let's make this personal for you. Take a moment to ask yourself, what do I truly value? Is it family, career, adventure, creativity, sustainability, authenticity? Pause this video if you need to and jot down your top 5 values. Write them down somewhere you can revisit. Once you have your list, create a short mission statement based on these values. Think of it as a guiding principle, a personal North Star that keeps you aligned as you navigate relationships. It doesn't have to be perfect. The goal is to reflect your authentic self. Here's an example. Suppose your top values are family, personal growth, health, creativity, and community. Your mission statement might be something like, I strive to build meaningful relationships, nurture my health, and continuously grow while giving back to my community. It's simple, but it sets a clear direction. Now, let's dig deeper. Look at each value and ask yourself, how does this value show up in my life? If you value family, think about the joy and meaning you found in quality time with loved ones. Maybe it's Sunday dinners with your parents, or the way you feel when your support makes a difference to someone you care about. If you value adventure, recall those moments where exploring a new place or trying something outside your comfort zone left you feeling alive and fulfilled. These memories and examples bring your values to life and give you a clear understanding of how they shape your decisions and connections. Understanding your values isn't just an exercise in self-discovery. It's a foundation for identifying compatibility. A partner who shares or respects these values will naturally align with the life you're building. Without this clarity, you risk entering relationships where the lack of shared vision creates friction over time. In the next chapter, we'll explore how to communicate these values authentically and identify them in others. Because finding the right partner isn't just about who they are, it's also about how they fit with who you are. 2. Identify potential partners. Now that you've defined your values, let's explore where and how to meet people who align with them. This process begins with a critical look at your current social circles. Are there untapped opportunities within your existing networks? For instance, consider a colleague who shares your interest in personal growth, or a friend of a friend who values creativity as much as you do. Social events like weddings, birthdays, or even casual game nights can be great opportunities to observe and connect with like-minded individuals. Sometimes it's just about paying closer attention to the people already around you. Are you dismissing someone as just a friend who might actually be a great match? Next, think beyond your existing circles. Engaging in activities aligned with your passions is one of the best ways to meet people who share your values. If sustainability is a priority for you, volunteering with an environmental organization can introduce you to others with the same drive to make a difference. Love creativity? Look for painting workshops, photography meetups, or creative writing groups. These aren't just hobbies, they're meaningful ways to connect with others who care about what you do. And don't overlook informal gatherings. Community potlucks, book readings, or open mic nights can spark surprisingly deep connections. These are places where conversations often flow more freely, giving you a chance to learn about people's interests and values in a relaxed setting. For instance, attending a local TEDx event might not just inspire you, it might lead to an engaging post-event conversation with someone who shares your enthusiasm for thought-provoking ideas. Now let's talk about online platforms. They've become increasingly effective for meeting people who align with your values, especially when used intentionally. Platforms like Bumble or niche apps for specific interests, such as Vegly for plant-based lifestyles or Meet Mindful for wellness enthusiasts, allow you to filter matches by shared interests and priorities. When crafting your profile, focus on authenticity. Showcase your values in a way that feels natural. For example, instead of saying, "I value sustainability," you might write, "Weekends are for beach cleanups and cooking plant-based meals." It's not just about stating your values, it's about showing how they shape your life. And remember, stepping out of your comfort zone can lead to surprising opportunities. Maybe you've never attended a local poetry slam, but you go and strike up a conversation with someone who shares your love for storytelling. Embrace these experiences with curiosity and optimism. The journey to finding a values-aligned partner is as enriching as the destination. 3. Communicate your values authentically. Meeting someone who seems promising is just the beginning. Authentic communication is where true alignment takes shape. And here's the key: be open and honest about your values from the start. But this doesn't mean delivering them as a formal list. Instead, weave your values naturally into conversations. For example, instead of declaring, "Family is really important to me," you might share a story. "Last weekend, I helped my grandmother bake her favorite recipe. Spending time with her always reminds me of how much I value family." Stories like these not only communicate your values, but also make them relatable and engaging. Questions are another powerful tool. Open-ended questions encourage meaningful dialogue and help you gauge compatibility. Try asking things like, "What's something you've always prioritized in your life?" Or, "What's a value you would never compromise on?" These questions invite the other person to share their principles and can spark deep, insightful discussions. At the same time, don't shy away from sharing your own perspective. For instance, you could talk about a time when your values guided you through a tough decision. Perhaps you once turned down a lucrative job offer because it clashed with your commitment to work-life balance. Stories like these show not only what you value, but also how you live by those values. And here's an important reminder: while shared values are essential, they don't mean you have to agree on everything. In fact, some of the strongest relationships thrive on a balance of alignment and individuality. Maybe your partner loves outdoor adventures while you prefer cozy nights with a good book. Appreciating each other's unique perspectives while staying aligned on core principles like mutual respect, kindness, or personal growth can create the most enriching partnerships. Authentic communication isn't just about compatibility, it's about connection. When you share your values genuinely and listen with an open heart, you build a foundation of trust and understanding, and from there, the possibilities for a meaningful relationship are endless. 4. Focus on compatibility. Values are the foundation of any strong relationship, but true compatibility extends beyond shared principles. It includes your lifestyle, communication style, and long-term goals. While values might tell you what you both prioritize, compatibility shows you how you can work together to live those priorities. For example, let's say you deeply value adventure and love traveling to explore new cultures, but your partner prefers the comfort and stability of home. This might seem like a conflict at first glance, but with open communication, you can find ways to honor both preferences. Maybe you plan occasional getaways together, allowing you to share your love for adventure while cherishing quieter weekends at home to meet their needs. It's about finding balance, not changing who either of you are. Another important aspect of compatibility is communication style. Do you prefer discussing issues immediately while your partner needs time to process? These differences can cause friction if not addressed. Take the time to understand each other's styles and work on a middle ground. For example, if your partner needs space to think, you might agree to revisit a conversation the next day, giving them time while ensuring your concerns aren't overlooked. And don't forget to discuss long-term goals. A couple's future vision needs to align on fundamental aspects, like whether you both want children, how you view financial responsibilities, or where you'd like to live. Misalignments here can lead to significant challenges down the line, so it's crucial to approach these topics early and with honesty. Ultimately, compatibility is a dynamic process. It's not about being perfectly in sync all the time, but about creating a partnership where both people can thrive. Think of it as a dance. Sometimes you take the lead, sometimes your partner does, but together you find a rhythm that feels natural and fulfilling. And when conflicts arise, which they inevitably will, approach them with respect and curiosity. Instead of thinking, "How do I win this argument?" Ask, "How can we solve this together?" This mindset turns disagreements into opportunities to strengthen your bond rather than weaken it. 5. Cultivate a lasting connection. Building a meaningful relationship doesn't end when you find the right person. In fact, that's just the beginning. A lasting connection requires continuous effort, mutual care, and shared growth. Think of your relationship as a garden. It needs consistent attention to thrive. One way to nurture your connection is to regularly check in with each other. Life is constantly changing, and so are people. Set aside time, whether it's during a weekly walk or a cozy night in, to discuss your values, goals, and how you both feel about the relationship. This simple habit helps ensure you stay aligned as individuals and as a couple. Celebrate each other's successes, big and small. Did your partner finish a challenging project at work? Acknowledge their effort and cheer them on. Are they pursuing a new hobby? Join them, or at least take an active interest. Sharing in each other's victories strengthens trust and deepens intimacy. And remember, it's often the small, everyday moments that have the biggest impact. A kind word, a thoughtful gesture, or even a shared laugh can turn an ordinary day into a memorable one. Something as simple as leaving a note that says, "Thinking of you today," can brighten your partner's entire day. Another essential practice is gratitude. Take a moment each day to reflect on what you appreciate about your partner and, more importantly, tell them. For example, saying, "I love how you always make me laugh when I'm stressed," can go a long way in reinforcing your connection. Gratitude creates a positive cycle of appreciation and love that strengthens the bond over time. Remember, finding a partner who shares your values and cultivating a lasting connection isn't just about compatibility. It's about building a life of shared growth and joy. It's a journey, not a destination. So take that first step with intention, knowing that every effort you make brings you closer to the meaningful relationship you deserve. Thank you for watching. If this video resonated with you, please like, comment and subscribe for more insights inspired by Stoic philosophy and modern wisdom. We'd love to hear from you. What are your top values, and how do you seek alignment in relationships? Share your favorite techniques for building meaningful connections in the comments below. Your stories might inspire someone else on their journey.